Pardon the Scars is in the house.
Hey guys,
I apologize about being about
an hour late.
30 minutes late. But we are still here. We still have our viewers watching. We got people commenting on Twitter and Twitch and YouTube and all of that. So we know we're covering all the marks. So let's talk about Pardon the Scars. What's going on?
What's going on?
What's up? Glad to be here.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I will tell you all the original plan. The original plan was for them to be here.
Yes.
They were going to be in my studio. But then it went from 2 to 4, and I'm like, 4 is a little much for this camera. So
Still tight.
but so they are back at wherever the house is. And are you guys having a premiere party? Were you able to throw it?
Yeah. Well, like a get together. Big old charcuterie island, fire going in the back. Everybody in the plus ones and a couple kids running around. Yep.
So let me ask you this. So we're getting ready to show the video for Purge. How long have you all been sitting on this video?
Since June of last year.
Yeah. It's been over.
Because I want to say I remember you guys posting screenshots of this video last year.
Yeah.
And tell us why. What was the decision behind waiting till now to do it?
I think it was just there was a lot of production that went into it. It wasn't something that we just wanted to put out kind of willy-nilly.
Just because we had it.
Yeah, there was a lot that went into it, and we kind of wanted to give it the credence that we gave to it, and the song itself is pretty special. The lyrics, the music and stuff is pretty powerful. Whenever we play it live, the audience really gets into it, and we bring them into it as well. So we wanted to give it kind of that appreciation that kind of went into the writing, instead of just kind of putting it out because we had it,
Right.
Yeah, and when you see it, I think you'll understand that.
Well, hopefully.
Yeah. What went into it was a lot of time, a lot of effort, and a lot of production. So it's going to be a good video.
And another reason also was we wanted to have a few other things ready to go to follow up, because if we put that out and then we wanted to have a few good follow-ups ready to go. We didn't want to just throw out everything we had, because it can be go.
Right. No, absolutely. I mean, in these times and days, it's single. Let that single live for 4 to 6 weeks, and then a new single 4 to 6 weeks, or whatever, or however.
You want to be able to breathe and hit the road and go out there and play and go do the thing for a while. So and stockpile, build the trunk,
build the momentum.
Build up that arsenal.
We learned with Caged Inside also. We released Caged Inside, and then we haven't, the pandemic hit, and we weren't able to do anything. So we just have one single sitting out there. We didn't want to release Purge too early. And then have
but it was such a good single.
It was such a good single. I was just about to say, Kevin, it is still a banger.
Yeah.
Yeah. On my fucking playlists.
But
and this next one is you're all in for a treat.
So Rob Perez in the house, Pardon the Scars. He's excited. So so Rob Perez, Rob. So we had
while we're here, let's do some shout outs. Rob Perez of Helvetica Effect and Paradigm Logic Studios actually came in and sat right there at that board and helped with vocal. We tracked the vocals together. He engineered it, sat the board, paused it. Nope, do it again. The whole nine. That's So I handpicked him to go in there, and I was like, make me sing kind of thing, because I've always respected him as a vocalist, as a performer and everything. So, being he was working in a studio environment, I just said, come out to my place and do that for me. Because we had everything else done, but wanted the vocals done. And he actually is on a couple, sat in that role on a couple of songs we have coming out. So,
and after seeing him at your show at Club LA, I have a lot of respect for him for his drinking too. He does a really good job.
Oh yeah, they throw him down.
Yeah.
We all
That
have
he
to be
was.
good at something.
Do what?
And
We all have to be good at something.
Yep. Hey, you know what? And he's good at a lot of things. But let's talk about that show for a minute. You guys played with Kingdom Collapse and Versus Me and Funeral Portrait, kicking off. Yeah, kicking off that tour. How was that?
Well, I'll tell you what, man. That show was I felt like a triumphant state because we had like 3.5 feet of stage behind all 3 pre-stage setups and everything. When we put Brian's big old drum set up there, it was like
being in a clown car, dude.
Yeah,
like,
I couldn't.
Everything's like, oh.
I couldn't stand in front of the drum set because I would have had no room. So I had to sit in this pocket between his drum set and the other drum set. So I couldn't stand back off the mic except one good backwards foot plant. One good spread leg. That's all I could do, and move around a little bit left and right. That was it. But it felt good. The Robert Beckton Club LA mixed us, and so and it sounded great. It felt great. It was still a good set, but man, yeah, it's a. No, and it was no disrespect. It's just what it was. What it was, But sometimes.
But no, what I was going to say was the cool thing about it is, even Jonathan from Kingdom Collapse, when him and I were talking after y'all set was done, he's like, "Shit, we better hurry up and go stage." People left after them. I was like, you guys brought a crowd, and from where you guys are at to Club LA's 45 minutes to an hour or so, maybe a little bit longer. But you guys brought the crowd, and that's what you guys were there to do. And
also the crowd that was there. It's funny. There was a video on TikTok or something somewhere, but there was like a few people, and we got started, and then within like the first 45 seconds of the song, it just starts filling in. You love energy like that. I mean,
no, absolutely.
Also contributes to playing a better one of your better sets when you feel it coming back at you.
And it was really cool. Like one of the people that showed up to that show, they didn't know any of the bands that were going to be at the show. They literally were just like, I'm going to go to Club LA. And they got there right as our set was starting and became instant fans. Watched Versus Me and the Funeral Portrait, became instant fans. Saw Kingdom Collapse, became an instant fan. And like we chatted for like a good 30 minutes and super cool. And they were like, yeah, I just wanted to come to a show. I didn't know what kind of music it was going to be, but this was super dope. And like that's like the cool reaction that you want. Like just the random people that walk in and they're like, oh.
Yeah. And then also our sons, our mini-me's, were out there in the crowd, right up in the front, banging away. So
next generation, man.
I will tell you this: I've been at 2 shows with your sons, and they are the most fun to watch during a show. I first met them at the Breaking Benjamin show, and they were killing it, man. And then with y'all, it was fun to watch the youth enjoy that music so much and just have so much fun. And I'm glad. How old are they?
Yeah.
12.
11 and 12.
Yeah, 12.
Yeah.
Oh, they're right there at the cusp of like.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
So and the Breaking Benjamin show was Phineas's first stadium show, and so we walked into the Bay Center and even walking through the doors and looking at the merch tables getting set up and people hanging up the racks of shirts, and he was just like, you could see it in his eyes. He was just like,
I love it.
He was soaking it in. He was a
awesome.
And then we sat there, and Lindsey Stern was playing as we walked into the stadium and trying to find our area, which we were a good ways away from. So we got to walk around the horseshoe and listen to her sing. And he knows Flyleaf. And so he was like, yeah, I'm like, yeah, man, I can feel you. Oh, yeah. And he was already there. And so, yeah. And that was a great night. And we ended up on the floor with you guys for Breaking Benjamin. And that's when he was able to get out of his seat.
Oh yeah, no, seriously. At least if you get a chance, scroll through Brandy's page. She's got videos of those boys just rocking out.
No, I can't wait
during
to see
Breaking
it.
Benjamin. So
I love it.
Good stuff. Well, we're gonna roll into the video right now.
Wait, one more thing. Ken Lanyon. Want to shout out to Ken Lanyon for the mix and master because out in the Atlanta way. He's been doing a handful of what's coming, and also he did Caged Inside and this one coming up, and he's just an awesome dude. Call him up and hey, this and this idea. Oh yeah, sure. What do you think about this? He's able to speak the language where I'm like, hey, you know that boom, that boom, baka, right? You know that baka. It feels weird. Maybe, and he knows what I'm talking about. And I know that that's a musician thing, and he's not the only person.
The baka
but
should be a
it's refreshing to be able to just call him. I know when I'm like, I need to call him because this idea is weird. I can't type it out,
Right.
that kind of thing. So he's great for that. And he's been throwing out ideas. He did an Ebo part he threw out an Ebo idea, which I think is at the beginning of Purge that we're going to be hearing here shortly. And it gave me an idea to get I was like, I want to get an Ebo. That sounded awesome, which ended up being an Ebo part in a song that we'll be having coming out. So it ended, just working together and collaborating has led to some really cool ideas, and can't think of enough.
All right.
Yeah.
Before you roll it, Kevin, can I just say something?
Go ahead.
I just want to say a massive love to you guys and respect and Envision, because up to the run up to FYE and Purge, I have seen nothing but you guys supporting Envision and Envision supporting you guys, and there's nothing I love more than artists supporting artists, and I wish that more bands were like you guys.
So do we.
Yeah. So do we. It's a fucking jungle out there.
It's definitely.
It is. It's crazy. And I've just seen all the posts and everything. And
The further from the garage you get, the further you're like, oh, okay. This is why a lot of bands don't get out of this. Bitch. It's fucking crazy out here.
All right, well, here we go. It is the world premiere of Pardon the Scars and their new single Purge, and you are seeing it here first on The Sound.
Well done.
Indeed.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just want to say one thing. That's a big lesson to any fucker out there. That's how it's done.
Yeah.
That is what everything. The
Wow,
video.
whoa.
But James, those vocals, man. God damn. It's got riffs. That's something else.
I love the tempo break too. So when you slow the tempo down, you give it sort of that break that it needs, and you come in with the hard vocals. Perfect.
What's great is when we play that live, we actually do like a sing along kind of part with the audience, where we kind of teach them the whoa oh oh part.
Mm-hmm.
So when we play that live, we get the audience involved and stuff, and we have a video out on YouTube right now where the audience is singing with us and stuff. And I mean, when they're kind of singing it back to us, it's like a religious experience, like when the whole crowd is singing it back to us, like, my God, the energy is just, it's unimaginable how cool it is, to have them just kind of doing the whole song with us at the end, So.
It brings them in. So when the chorus comes back, then everybody's,
And the really cool part is at the very end, when it kind of like calms down for the last like 10 seconds of the song, we actually have like James's kids are singing that with us. Like,
yeah,
all the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, I think there was a whole group of like 12
Casey's
of us,
in there.
like literally singing.
Phineas,
the
River, I want to say. So yeah, we just had the kids all standing around a mic and we all sang it.
Yep.
And
everybody in the house.
to kind of get that
part.
gang vocal, like distant, ghosty kind of sound to it. So
Yeah.
it was really cool to do that.
It was fun to record. It was a lot of fun.
And performances like that, where you get the audience singing back with you, those are the moments that they remember. That's what makes them come back to your live show. That's what makes them a fan. That's the whole live music experience. So important.
Yeah,
and that's what we want to do. Like every show, we want to be a memorable experience for the audience. Whether you've seen us once or 5 times, 10 times, whatever.
And we're always like, I don't know. And it's not thinking. It's just thinking about the show. Like we're a live band.
Yeah.
We've had to be in the studio sitting around writing. We've been sitting on these songs for a long time, but they're new to everybody. But it's time to get them in the past, and now we've got new material we're writing and recording, and it's fun doing that. But we're a live band, and it's so much fun being back on stage. Being back on stage is where it is at. It's
So
where-
talking about being back on stage, tell them how many hours you spent doing that light show.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, yeah. With all the edits, re-edits, getting new lights, and having to program those into the show that's already existing, blah, 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 blah. Conservatively 12 to 18 hours per song.
Per song.
Per song.
Per song.
8. Let's say 8 to 12. Let's say 8 to 12. I'm not going to go too crazy, but there were a couple of all-nighters. I went in there at like 10 o'clock at night. Because it was just during a lot of it was programmed in the summer, and I couldn't do it during the day. It's too hot in the garage. So 10 o'clock at night, I go in there. So you have to close the door and turn on the smoke to be able to see the lights and the lasers and everything, and really experience it from the crowd point of view. And that's how I programmed it. Literally, like you would do MIDI drums or Fruity Loops back in the day. Just a little diamond and a diamond and a diamond, and a diamond, and each diamond was a light change, and just piece by piece, click by click. It was fun though. It was fun. I learned a lot about lights by just grabbing a whole bunch of them and figuring it out, and watching some YouTube videos and being like, okay, got it. But as much as you learn, it's still how much you put into it. I could just have a color change every beat, but I wanted it to be the kitchen sink. Like every stop is a light or a pull or a darkness or a blackout or and the smoke coming up and it particular moments. It was a lot to put into it, but I wanted it to be something that was an experience and something as close to a charting label band show that you would see, because that's what it takes to do that. So, you could either pay someone, and I can guarantee you by how much time I put into it, a boatload of money to either program it on the fly for you during a show or pre-program something, which is, you got the click track going to it, so the lights are set to the click. So we're essentially playing to the pre-programmed lights at the end of the day.
But
we're still running all the cables right out to the front of the house mixer. So if it goes down, we're just running it raw, baby. We're just gonna
Yeah.
So that's how that has to go. We don't.
But you're getting back from the audience exactly what you're putting into the performance.
Right.
You put in all those hours, and you're giving that to the audience.
Yes, we're less than 6 shows out having the new light show, where we've got less than 6 shows behind us, and the response has been overwhelming. So
The production is
it's
everything.
A lot of time, a lot of effort, but so worth it.
Yeah.
I think it's
Production's
good.
everything.
Where can people
when you get
find?
that-
Pardon. Oh, go ahead.
So, when you get that response from the audience, when they see, the show is like, it's perfectly, in line with what we're doing. And they just, it's that kind of extra oomph behind what we're playing when you have that visual, response, or I guess like
visual input.
Yeah, like visual input, emphasis, into what we're doing. You get that back from the audience, and that's really what makes it a big thing. Is when you kind of get that answer from them of how we've affected the audience we're playing for. That is, I can't even begin to describe how fulfilling that is.
It's really fun when you can walk out on stage and they're already lit and they're already throwing down.
Bingo,
Yeah.
bingo. Yep, absolutely.
And the crowd's ready. They're just wanting to rock. So
Yeah.
you bring it.
Right.
So
Cool.
it's palpable. Sometimes you feel it in the room. It's already there.
Right.
You can just
So
grab it.
tell us
I've got
how
one
we
more
can
question.
find Pardon the Scars. How can we find you guys?
How do we find? Oh, pardonthescars.com is the best place, because that and any social. We're on all the socials, but pardonthescars.com. If you go to the website, the very first thing you see is our upcoming show schedule. So the best place to go to know where we're playing next. Obviously, if we're playing soon, we'll be advertising it on our Facebooks and our socials and everything like that. But if you go to the website, the very first thing you see is the upcoming schedule. And then whether you're on a PC or a mobile device, or if you're on a computer or a mobile device, top or the bottom of the screen will have links to all the socials anyway. So it's the central landing point, because we're on everything, but that's the central jumping point, I would say.
And the
And
new
it's
merch.
there. You can get all of our merches on our website. There's just our EPK for anyone interested in reaching out to us. Our management, our booking details are all there. So however, whatever it is that you're coming there for, the website's the place to go, I would say.
Definitely go pick up the Back to the Future shirt.
Yeah.
It's
Shirt
on
and
and
tank.
No flux gift.
tank top as well. Yeah, it's shirt and tank. So
Yeah. Good stuff. All right, guys. Well, the good news is, the bad news is the video, when's it officially released? Tomorrow? Or
and officially released
at 8:30.
at 8:30.
At 8:30. So it is now officially out on.
Oh, okay. So it is out. Okay.
Yeah.
And
so the video was on our YouTube right now.
The good news is you can hear the single all this week before it hits the streaming platforms on the Sound 228. So
That's right.
Yeah.
On the
You just
10th,
answered my question. I was going to ask
it's
Kevin.
live everywhere else, but from now until the 10th, the sound is where you are able to hear it.
So we weren't doing that whole full day premiere because we were going to be playing it for a full week and a half before it gets there. So it'll be you'll be able to hear that and the new Sons on Fire all this week, the rest of the week. So and next week before it comes out. So
Sweet.
guys, thank you so much. It's been a long time coming. We've talked about it for months. We've talked about it.
Yeah, we had so many different plans. We were gonna have. I was like, what if we have 2 of us at Kevin's house, and I'll drive to Gulfport or whatever, or we'll go to wherever Jared is, and like 2 of us just pop up behind Jared, and it'll just be stupid, but it'll be funny, right? Like,
Great.
but I don't know. We had so many different ideas.
But I'm glad it finally came to fruition tonight. Thank you guys so much for being patient with us, and we soon will talk again. I promise.
That sounds
Very
good.
soon. Hopefully we can get some shows. I saw somebody pop in there that they want to see Kingdom Collapse and Vision and Pardon the Scars in a show.
We actually.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Oh, yeah, we've got some shows
We've
coming
got
up.
4
Yeah.
shows on the books.
Okay.
November 11th, we'll be at the Handlebar in Pensacola.
Yep.
We'll be playing with our buddies in
Exclamation
Exclamation
and
and Orphic. And the day after that, November 12th, we're going to be in Mandeville, Louisiana with Transient. That's going to be a dope show. I'm
Yes.
super excited about that.
Yeah.
And then the week after that, on the 18th, we're going to be at the Alabama Music Box doing a battle of the bands.
Yes.
Yep.
So
Isn't
that's-
Vision?
Love the hates in that one.
Yeah.
there. And then the night after that, November 19th, we'll be in Jacksonville doing the benefit A Night for Nolan, which I'm
Yes.
super stoked for that as well.
Nice.
So we've got
That's some
couple of
kick-ass
shows.
shows, boys.
it's gonna be
Yeah.
pretty
And that, Jeff Nolan out in Jacksonville, we're very, grateful for him putting us on that show. We've been talking with him for a long time, and he's been following us, and kind of just to be considered for something of that magnitude is awesome. So we're looking forward to that one for sure.
Well, guys, thank you so much. Appreciate it. And let the fun begin now, right?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
All right.
Thank you all so much for
Okay,
having us.
guys.
Thanks for everything you guys do for all the bands. Thank y'all. You know how it is. You know what to do. And Jared, wherever you're at, I know you're watching.
He texted me his phone was
He's
dying.
probably in the pool. I think that's
Nah,
behind
his
him.
phone was dying. I think his wife cracked the whip on him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She said, "You're on vacation, you asshole. Come on."
Yeah.
All good. Guys, have a good night. Thank you so much.
Thank you.